once we became profitable and the business was like this,
I was working a ton of hours.
you know what? I had to change the way I do business and the way I look at the business, which was hard to do because Skinphorea is my baby, right? So there were several things that I had to change and do, but I think there's three that's the game changer. One, I had to create layers within the company, meaning everyone no longer had direct contact with me. I had to create an accountability chart where it was, how do I see Skinphorea in the future? What's the ultimate goal? So I had at the top of the accountability chart, CEO, then COO. Then I had, these are the directors, these are the managers, this is the assistant manager, the trainers, and I labeled everything. And it was a pyramid where, hey, this person contacts this person goes here, but you never skip the assistant manager and come directly to the CEO. So I had to stop all of that because in the beginning stages of Skinphorea, everybody had direct contact with me. You know, I was the person that did everything. So I did the hiring. I was the person where if they're having issues with their boyfriend, they're talking to me. If they need help with their credit, they're talking to me. If they need cash advances, they're calling me. My phone was ringing off the hook nonstop, and it became draining. And it took away the time that I spent on building the business and taking everything to the next level. So that's why I said, nope, let me get the managers in place and assistant managers in place. You will never skip them to get to me. So even now when I come to Skinphorea, when they have a question, employees, now everybody has access to where they can email me, you know, if there's an issue or anything, or they need to have a one-on-one. But if they have certain questions, I'll let them ask the question and then I'll say, okay, what did your manager say? Oh, she said she'll get back to me. Okay, she'll get back to you. I never overstep the boundaries of the managers because that's why I put them in place to be a manager. So my managers run this ship. And I do the same thing with clients. Clients, there's a lot of times where clients are like, hey, I need to speak to the owner. I need to speak to Jessica. 9 times out of 10, you won't speak to me. That's why I have several managers in place, because I put processes and procedures together so that the managers can follow it. Because what's going to happen if you ask to speak to me, all I'm going to do is contact the managers and say, hey, what happened? And I'm going to look at their notes and maybe look at the video and audio. And then I'm going to contact the client and say the same thing that the manager said. So the staff even knows, you know, when somebody calls or asks, can they speak to the owner or to Jessie? I am not available. I'm never available. They're going to take that information. They know how to screen the calls and what's the most important information that Jessica says she wants to get. And then they're going to relay that information to me. It was funny because there was one time we had a new person that was working at the front desk and I was here getting the mail. And she said, oh yeah, hold on 1 second. She's right here. And I looked at her like, wait a minute. I'm never here. Didn't your managers tell you, don't you ever hand me the phone? Because usually what happens when you're running a business, the phone rings every day. Jessica, can you make a donation? Jessica, can you give me a job? Jessica, can you do this? Jessica, can you do that? I have no time to run the business and take it to the next level if I'm taking those calls. So I said, wait a minute, I'm gonna give you a pass because the manager should have told you that, but I'm never here. Even if I'm right here, I'm never here and I'm never available until you put all that information and you copy everything and then you send it to me. The second thing I had to do was learn how to trust my team. It's hard to trust your team when it's your baby and you created everything. You feel like you're always right. You're the only one that's going to do it and you're the only one that's going to do it a certain way. But I had to trust them and say, wait a minute, as long as I train them the right way, show them the Skinphorea way, and we're all on the same page so that we can all give out the same great customer service, I got to let it go. I got to be able to trust them. What's the point of me giving them job descriptions and coming up with these processes and procedures if I'm not allowing them to follow it? So I trust them. You know, we just had an incident just recently. What happened was we do video shoots all the time, right? And so we have our weekly manager meetings and it's out of sight, out of mind for me. I give you a certain task and a deadline. I forget about it. I'm on to the next thing. So everybody had their task and the deadline for the video shoot. And I get a call while I'm out of town. The video shoot starts at 10. I got a call at like 10:15, like, hey, Jessica, we got the video shoot for products, but we don't have any products. And I said, okay, where are the products? Oh, we sold the products. Okay, figure it out. That's what I pay you for. You're not at $13, $14, $15 an hour. You're now in a management position. You're making $50,000. So at $50,000, you should be solving $50,000 problems. Jessica has to let it go. Now, before, the old Jessica would have said, oh my gosh, okay, hold on. Let me call my husband. He's going to bring the acne kit to you for the shoot. Or let me call my friend or my sister and they're going to get it to you. No, figure it out. I got other stuff that I'm dealing with. And I have to let the staff know that I trust you to make executive decisions. So you're going to figure out how to solve that problem, because that's what we do. Managers, directors, owners, all we do is solve problems. You're going to figure out how to solve that problem. I'm going to solve bigger problems. And what's going to happen is then we will meet Wednesday at 10 a.m. at our regular managers meeting. And you're going to tell me at that time, Jessica, this is what happened at the shoot. I had to change some stuff around with the script. I made the executive decision to go ahead and do this. And then I'll say, oh, great. Or I'll say, okay, great. But next time, think about this or consider this. I'm not getting upset with you because you to change something for the shoot. I'm thinking of other stuff. So you have to learn how to trust the team. If Jessica keeps jumping in, solving problems for the managers and everything else, the spa is not going to run how it's supposed to run without me being there. And the third thing, I no longer jump in when we're short. You know, my first instinct is if an employee calls off, I know how to do facials. I mean, I'm an esthetician. I trained everybody. I hired everybody. I came up with the menu. So my first thing is when somebody calls off, it's, oh my God, we're about to lose $3,000 because now we got to call all these clients and cancel. So your first instinct would be, come in, Jessica, and do the facials. No, that doesn't work like that when you're trying to scale a business, because you can't always be available. People are going to always call off. You're going to always be short. So before, in the beginning stages, I would come in, I would do those facials. But then I realized it's going to always be something. So now it is, okay, call those clients, reschedule, give them upgrades, do the Skinphorea way, and then start to figure out how to hire more people so that when somebody calls off, you got another chair to put them in. But Jessica is not going to stop what she's doing to come in here and give people facials because I want to make $2,000 or $3,000 or whatever it might be. I have to make sure that my business runs efficiently without me. Because if you keep jumping in, it's going to be something else. Then it's going to be something else. And you're going to always jump in and be here. Even with the business, there's been times we've had to close Skinphorea down where it was, okay, we don't have any staff, everybody's sick, so we got to close everything down. Jessica's not coming in. The business has to run itself, and it still has to be to where we can make money and do well. What if I die? What if I get sick? What if I'm in the hospital? Then everything will stop. The revenue stops because the business doesn't know how to run without Jessica. But if everybody knows what to do when somebody calls off, somebody gets sick, without Jessica jumping in every single time when something's wrong, if I'm sick, something happens, or I'm starting another business or doing anything, the business still makes money. It still runs itself. My family can still survive. My employees can still survive, and everybody can still thrive. But if you keep jumping in when an employee can't get to work, when somebody needs to be at the front desk, anything is gonna slow down the growth and you can't scale. That's even with the front desk. When somebody from the front desk, a manager or receptionist will call off, I'm jumping in and coming in. I no longer do that. It is lock the door. I have to train everybody how to check out their clients. So if there's not somebody at the front desk, you guys learn how to check out the client. So you have to run the business, not how it is now, but how you envision your business to be. You don't want to always think small and think on a small scale. You want to say, how can I grow it and how can I scale it and take it to a different level? And you can't do that if you're jumping in and taking over everybody's spot when they can't get there.